Hello and welcome to another episode of the Plus 63 HP podcast reviews edition. I'm one of your hosts, John Clemente. Alongside with me are three of my bestest best friends, my brothers from other mothers. I'm going to start with the person immediately to my left. He is currently in Galaxy's Edge. Arnie,
I
say
wish.
hi.
Hello there. I wish I was in Galaxy's Edge right now.
Yeah. To his side, the guy with the pink headset, blue shirt, my actual person that shares half my brain, Chubax.
What's up?
Uh,
What's up? Yo, B.
Yeah.
Jabal. Jabal.
You Jablau. Uh and rounding out our quartet is our special guest for this episode. Just hanging out as friends. Our birthday boy, one of our other brothers, Pao. Say hi, Pao.
I currently at home.
Yeah, we're all home. And again, a bit of housekeeping. If this is the first time that you have encountered our channel, welcome. Thank you very much for the view. We have a multitude of shows that discusses different types of content. We react and review them and see if it's something that you yourself should watch, share it with your friends and family as well. So please, we help us out with the algorithms. Subscribe to our channel. You can find us at youtube.com/plus63hp. We are also on all the podcasts. If you don't want to see our faces and just want to listen to us in the background, open your Apple Podcast, Spotify, or Amazon Podcast, search plus63hp, and we will be there. And you could also interact with us in any of our social channels. We are on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram with the handle at plus 63 HP. So we're looking forward to interacting with you and discussing more stuff with you. But this episode is our series, or sorry, our movie of the week. This came out last week. It was a
August
Hulu
5,
drop.
okay.
So yeah, so August 5, a Hulu drop. A prequel to somewhat, up and down franchise of the Predator. So this is Dan Trachtenberg's Prey,
Yep.
starring Amber Midhunter.
Mid
So
Thunder.
bit of
Mid
Mid Thunder. I actually tweeted her, said like, "There's nothing mid about you. You should be Amber Max Thunder because you're the best." Um, again, this came out in Hulu. This is going to be in Star Plus in Latin America and Disney Plus internationally. It was initially released in July 21st in San Diego Comic-Con, but dropped in the United States on August 5. The actual runtime of the movie is just 100 minutes, so under 2 hours. So
love it.
it's super nice, super
So
tight.
tight.
It's one of the few movies that is majority speaking in Comanche, so that's a good representation for our people of color here in the United States. Before we get into the synopsis, we're just gonna go a quick round of our initial reactions of the film, non-spoilery review. So if you want to watch the movie yourself, if you're enticed by our initial description, you can pause the podcast, watch the movie, and come back and discuss with us. Chubax, what was your initial outtake on Prey?
I
The film?
love it. I love it. I watched it with the wife. We loved it.
Okay, Arnie.
Loved it. And the lead actress, Amber Mid
Amber.
Amber, Mid Thunder.
Can't take my eyes off her, and she's really good. And she sold it, the action and the entire thing. So yeah,
Yeah,
loved it.
yeah. This movie is great. It's a great example of like, no matter how troubled the franchise is, you can always, smart idea. You can always
Mhm.
refresh, reset, realign all of those certain things. Because I didn't realize how many Predator movies are there, and so confusing. Fucking the titles: Predator, Predators, the
Mhm.
Predator, Alien versus Predator, and then there's Aliens
Mhm.
versus Predator Requiem. So many weird stuff, but in the end, this is a good restart to the franchise because they're going all the way to the start. So instead of like modern times, they're going back into the 1700s to start this movie. Great action, tight film, good message. They weren't stretching the special effects. Like it
Mm.
was, a little bit of like it's a
Yeah.
lot of CGI,
Yeah.
but you could, there's a couple of mishaps here and there, but they didn't rely on the CGI itself to give you the sense of action and suspense. So overall, like no complaints. It's like hits on every level. It's a wonderful film to watch with your family. If you have a daughter, women empowerment kind of stuff. If you have a son that's good into that is, would like to hunt, it's great. So yeah, it's one of those films that is easily accessible via Hulu or any of your favorite video on demand channel. And yeah, go and watch it. So now that we've given you the non-spoiler review, we're gonna go full spoiler territory. Quick synopsis of the movie, and then we'll do our favorite beats and storylines around the movie. So it's gonna be very, very quick because we were joking off pod that the actual synopsis of the movie is just cool chick fights with a predator, and that's it. Because essentially that's the entire movie. But movie is set in the 1700s in the Great Plains. Naru is our main protagonist. She is a Comanche woman trained as a healer, but she wants to be a hunter. So a lot of the themes will be revolving around that, being essentially trying to break out into a male-dominated area of her field, not being taken seriously of her skills because she's a woman. But the good thing about this movie is there's also some warrant to it. She was given a few chances to
She
graduate from her.
she wasn't clutch in the
Yeah,
sense
yeah,
at the start.
yeah. So it's nice that, it's not a movie that it's like automatically I'm a badass woman, I can do everything.
Yeah.
It shows you that you can fail and you can pick yourself up and succeed again.
Uh,
Yeah, but she wants to be a hunter, and then there's been unusual uh attacks within the area of their tribe. They started kind of finding the source of this. One of their tribe's men was attacked by a lion, but the lion was then attacked by something else. So that was where the adventure starts. And then they kind of investigate and see that there might be this like bigger, stronger, more menacing predator out there in the wild. At the same time, there are some French voyageurs. So they are
Yeah.
kind of like the colonizers, the invading army, not being balanced with the environment, just killing and skinning all of these bisons for their pelt willy-nilly. They come into the picture because they at some point also capture Naru and her brother and other people using them as bait because they themselves had experienced. We're gonna skip to the four part. This predator, the predator, hunting their bison as well as themselves. So in the hullabaloo, they were able to or the Predator was able to still subdue the French voyageurs, where Naru and her brother was able to escape and fight them in their own terms. Brother goes down. Naru was able to set some traps, was inspired by the brother's sacrifice. Of course, there's a messaging about the brother that, hey, yeah, you might have failed with our first task, our first hunt out, big kill, but all the idea was yours. So like it was your idea that was able to get to subdue that first major hunt, which was a lion to start.
Yeah.
Fast forward to the end, Naru, using her wits, her wiles, her ingenuity, was able to fight and fight and trap the predator, and in the end was able to cut off his head and
Yeah.
bring the predator's head back to the tribe. And
Mhm.
now she is taken seriously, and she has become now the war chief, the
War
first,
chief.
as presumably the first female war chief of that particular tribe. And then that's it.
I love it.
Yep.
I just
Sweet.
I liked it from the start. Like as you said, it's just a short movie. So even though there was a lot of scenes of just Naru walking in the forest, there was no boring beats. There's no
Mhm.
repeated beats, and every time she was going somewhere, there was a different thing, change or plan. And like you said, she didn't start out badass. I mean, she already had like
She had
Skills.
skills. She had skills.
she was very observant, which was amazing,
Yeah.
and even his brother knew that. Um, so they established that what she also had like the physical skills because the targeting with the axe was always
The
on point.
tomahawk was actually given to her
For plants.
for plants,
Yeah,
not
but I
necessarily. So she was
mean,
able to.
she was
Yeah.
she was accurate with it. She was strong
Mhm.
with it.
Yeah.
But like her brother said, you just didn't take it home. You're just not. You can't finish. Essentially, you're not clutch. It's it's like even her mom said, I almost killed the deer. You can't eat almost. Like the mom said, you gotta bring it home. You gotta take it home. So this eventually is her story of because I think also there was also some. It was just my personal analysis. She was at the start like it's what the microcosm of what her mom said. She at the start she was always about proving herself,
Mhm.
but at the end it's just about surviving. You don't.
Yep.
It shouldn't be matter what other people think of you. You should just they're out hunting because they need food or they need to survive and not be killed by whatever they're hunting. It's not about proving something to someone. That's why That's why she hesitates. That's why she couldn't bring it home. So in the end, I just love the small bits like um the bear fight was amazing with the predator,
Oh.
right? I mean, it took the fight to the predator,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
the predator was also badass. I like where he stood up after in the end part, and then we're just turning back to the bear, and then the bear ran back, and then he just turned up, punch it one punch, and bam.
I
Even
love
the
when he
even the
showed that.
wolf versus the predator too. That was
Yeah.
good too.
I mean,
That was a good. So, go ahead.
so those were the good scenes. The first scene that was kind of for me, it was cool, but it was like too much on the nose was the spider, the mouse, and then the snake.
Yeah.
Like that was a little too much on the nose. Like
There's
I don't
always a
think-
bigger.
that was I don't think you'd find that easily like that snap like hunter prey. But yeah, I mean even all the tidbits of when she was researching what the predator would do. It's always fun beats like, oh, now she knows this, now she knows that. And I don't know if I should say this, but I watched this with my daughter Isabella, and it was just fun, man. Like, we were laughing when the predator was fighting the French guys.
Oh, yeah.
He was so cool.
It was
dude,
just right
like-
behind it.
No, but he was so cool. Like all the moves, like getting the knife and spinning it like that, or
Yeah.
getting the axe from somebody and then spinning it and then using it. The predator was cool. Like all his skills
There's
are funny.
new believable weapons like the shield,
Yeah,
the trap that becomes the circular trap that becomes a knife. So
Yeah.
it was all good. Like
it wasn't just the
the,
weapon.
the
It's just
arrows.
also how he used it, like the shield. But when he pinned it to the tree and opened it, it cut off the head. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or remember when they put him in a trap? My Isabella was laughing. They put him he fell into the trap, so there was like big bear traps on his arm. Then when he stood up, and then there was a guy in front of him with like a knife, and then what he did was like he spun the trap in the air and then threw it to his face. Like it was so badass. And then like the small tidbits where he was jumping from the trees, and then Naruto that he likes to jump in the trees. So she's just like filing it, and I was like, I know what you do, bitch. Like, but dude, MVP. I think nobody has taken a predator one-on-one like Tabe did.
Tabe.
Dude,
Yeah.
Right?
like
The
what
brother.
that was fucking all. He would
Sorry,
hit
I
him
missed
with-
it. Aaron.
No,
Oh,
nobody's beaten like kicked ass a predator's ass like Tabe. The brother did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
That was a cool
There-
scene.
it was a good shoot, run in, slide, keeping close.
No, like, he
Like a Legolas. It's like a Legolas as a sequence.
It was even better, Pao. He'd like hit him with an arrow, and then he'd run out of arrows. So he'd
Run in.
dive, and then grab the arrow that's sticking to the predator, and then reload again, and then hit it, and then grab it again. Like, fuck, it was so bad. Even the predator would like, fuck it, I gotta escape, and then they just pulled the typical stealth.
Stealth. he went,
I know.
he went
So,
stealth.
and
Yeah.
it was all the small lines, and I'm so happy that
Yeah.
I was telling Jong before you came, Arnie, like I I had Isabella watch Predator with Arnold in first before she watched Prey. So one of the
The
famous
original.
one of the famous lines in the original Predator was if it bleeds, we can kill it, right? So we watched that, and then when it happens here, when we don't even know if we can kill it, that's what Naru said, and then Tabi says, "It bleeds, we can
it
kill it."
bleeds,
I looked at
kill it.
Isabel, and Isabel was like, "Yeah!" Like she said it, like, "Oh my goodness, that's my daughter!" Like that's so awesome. But I was also impressed with the Comanche by themselves. Did you see like
Yep.
like the small things like when they were hunting the lion? They were like special forces. They one's looking here, one's looking here. They all got their backs. And then when they found the injured Comanche, just
They made a
they made
stretcher.
a stretcher out of nothing. Like, oh, that's so badass.
Mhm.
And what else did you like?
Yeah, even when they were being hunted by the predator, like nobody died a coward. They,
Mhm.
they're
Yeah,
They
overmatched,
fought it
yeah,
but
off. Yeah.
they fought it
yeah.
off. Yeah.
They were so cool and
My MVP is the dog actually.
Oh
fair.
yeah.
Yeah, she's cool.
That the
And it's
when he got like the axe, and then she just gave a command, and they
yeah,
just
and
slid, and oh man,
oh,
that's
so
nice.
good. But it's also like I love the director. I think he's the one that made 10 Cloverfield Lane, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Dan Trachtenberg.
So he's so
Yeah,
good. I like the scene where she's on top and then there's a bear, and then you realize that she's upwind, like oh fuck, the wind blew and then
Uh,
said it to the bear, like oh shit, you're fucked. And then
See, that's the thing I really love about this movie is it's the detail. It's a simple movie, but they really
Mm.
took care of the details. Like
yeah,
the Comanche tribe, the women weren't like exotically beautiful. They look like regular women.
mhm.
The hunters, fucking skinny ass dudes with long hair.
yeah.
These are not like the buff. If we saw like Last of the Mohican or like we watched like all of those
Or Twilight,
um
man.
yeah, like everybody's fucking buff. No, it's like this
They
is
don't
the
have
body. This is the real. It is a real body of a real hunter that
Yeah,
is hunting for their food.
there's no
All
gym
right,
there.
so there's no gyms. There's no like
there's
so
no
it
leg day.
looked yeah, it looked believable. And then even when like even when Naru herself was hunting, like you can see small there's a couple of fantastical ones when she started doing we saw that in the trailer here is the
Zach.
scorpion thing where
Yeah.
adding a rope. That's a little too much, but it's good. I really like the effect.
I know,
But even
I really
the
like it, but I was like, even to my wife, that's not how physics works.
yeah, it's like it's not going to be like super precise, but I like
Yeah,
that
it makes
hidden
Plus, if you
behind
could
all the
remove an axe with a flick, you didn't pound it hard enough.
yeah,
You're not gonna kill anything with that.
yeah. But also
But it's
like the
okay.
idea of it, you can add all of these physics breaking things because the entire world was built very grounded. Like when
Mhm.
they hunt, when they
Yeah.
look at tracks, when they split up, and then when they talk to each other, right?
Mhm.
Everything is kind of made realistic. And
Mm.
again, like what you guys have mentioned, she is learning every 5-10 minutes of the movie, and she at the end she used everything that she learned
Mhm.
to survive. But it's not just her, it's like her brother kind of showed her a lot of stuff too. So
Yeah.
that's one of the cool things. It's not
And the French guy, who taught her how to shoot a gun.
the revolver, right?
Yeah.
So and then the way that the way that the medicine works as well, because she
Mm.
is trained to be a medicine woman.
Yeah.
So all of the things have paid off towards the end. But the good thing about here is like they're not too heavy on one message. Their messages make a fun movie, make a
Mhm.
good action that makes sense, that has good suspense. There's a little bit message about women empowerment, cool, not too heavy-handed.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of message about brotherhood,
Mhm.
motherhood, right? Family, that's fine too. Politics is there too, not too heavy-handed, just enough to make sure that it
The world is
elevates
Yeah.
all the other things that are happening. Because in the end, it's still just, you know,
It's an alien.
how it's an
It's a
alien.
monster movie.
It's
Yeah.
a monster movie. So it's like that. And the other thing too is it looks good, but it also looks like it was made on a budget, right? You know, the scenery was great. The wherever they filmed was good. But I love the fact that there's a lot of smoky aspects, a lot of shooting in the dark, so that they don't have to have like a giant set to do certain things. So I like the ingenuity that everything kind of makes sense. I only have one question about the franchise. My understanding was the predator blood was acidic.
No, that's aliens.
No, no. Aliens.
Oh,
Aliens.
aliens.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
glow in the
'cause
dark.
Yeah, it's glow in
I
the
know because
dark.
like when she
Yeah.
used it as like makeup, I was like, is it that? I remember,
They're different franchise.
I remember Schwarzenegger like some blood plugs on it, but yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
different. But yeah,
Arnie, how about you?
I mean, just like what you guys already said, like the lead actress basically carried the movie for me. The brother's actually not obnoxious. He
it
actually
was so
cares
cool.
about her. So that final scene with him and her, that was really touching, especially when he said like, bring it home," and it's like, yeah, because it reminds me of the original, because they also have a Native American in the original
Billy.
that basically, yeah, Billy, and he's like, whatever. But yeah, that was fun. Was fun. Um, a little question about lions in America. I don't know if there were lions in America back then, but okay, I'll suspend belief because
You know what?
there's a predator.
I didn't even think about that.
Like if it was
if those were native.
yeah. So I don't know, but there's a predator, so whatever.
I'm sure they're
Uh,
somewhere.
Plus, I mean, the tribe. I mean, of course they were minimizing her initially, but when it's like when they're being hunted by the predator, everybody's just like, okay, we are one tribe. We're trying to either survive or kill this thing. One disappointment is they never said the line, "That's one big ugly murderer ever," but that's fine. Yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah.
me,
It's a great movie.
I
Yeah.
just they did release a Comanche dub.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I hope they had. I just wish I would have been fine if they went with all Comanche.
All Comanche. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I tried the dub. It's weird because they're speaking English, the mouth, and then
Yeah.
it's coming out Comanche. So, but it's still fine. I mean, I like how they did English, but there's a lot of Comanche words sprinkled in.
Yeah.
I also love that they didn't translate the French,
I know.
so,
Oh,
so
yeah.
that it's like us. We're Naru. We don't understand what they're saying. So
Yeah.
that was good. I also love the line like when Tabe said, teaching her like when you do it, when you find when you finish your, I forgot the name, the kamatu,
Come
whatever.
back to something like that.
Something.
Yeah.
Start
When
with
you
the K.
when you finish it, you tell it, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the end of the line.
That's as far as you go.
This as far as you go.
Yeah.
And then she does that on the Predator at the end, and then she does that quick shout.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that was so badass.
Yeah, and I also like the new skull helmet for that predator. A lot of
Yeah.
people
The
didn't like
old
it,
skull
but
helmet.
but I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I loved it. It was
I
cool.
like I like this more the because it's much more balanced. The future predator was like OP,
Yeah,
right? So
Yeah,
this one
lasers.
is like
because this one was like even the wolf got a bite, the bear got
yeah,
it
he
was-
was
it was-
learning.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
I like this a lot better. And then he stemmed himself. He had like a stem pack,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But
I
then
know that you
the
got-
question is there, did you guys see the
Post-credit scene.
post-credit scene?
I did. Oh, I
Oh,
did
yeah.
it in YouTube.
Yeah, there's like no, because basically it was like just drawings of what happened in the movie, right?
Mm.
Like it gave the story beats, but at the end, when Naru, after the ending, Naru arrived and became the war chief. Suddenly, like 3 ships arrived in the drawing,
Oh.
in the drawing. Because as you know, the gun that she got is the gun that's
Yeah.
given to Danny Glover in Predator.
Danny Glover. Yeah,
So we don't know if they're. I don't think they're gonna be attacking the village. I think something else is gonna happen.
I think it's just
well,
like they,
but they have to
will,
move too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they moved and then maybe they started. What's
Yeah.
the next actual? Yeah, maybe Cowboys.
Yes,
I don't
so,
like
I mean,
so it could have been. It's kind of
Cowboys
like
and Predators.
Apocalypto. Like Apocalypto,
Yeah.
there's like the conquistadors arrived, right? So I guess yeah,
I mean,
makes sense.
I'm both. I want another like a samurai maybe or yeah, cowboys, but I also want to see more Amber Mid Thunder. So
More
I hope they
Amber,
I hope they go to spin-offs like a sequel, a direct
Yeah.
sequel and another spin-off.
Yeah.
Because I think the
Well,
major complaint here is they didn't release it in theaters. So people are kind
I'm
of.
so happy that they didn't release this in theaters.
Yeah.
I think
I would have loved to watch it in theaters though.
I
But
think
see,
that we would have seen more flaws if there was a theatrical release.
yeah.
Right?
Well, this is a lesson to WB, Warner Brothers. If you're not confident about the movie, just release it online. Okay. I'm still mad about
Tax cut.
Batgirl. I'm still mad about Batgirl with Michael
Batman.
Keaton as Batman. You're not showing that at $90 million. No,
Yep.
no.
No, tax cut, and they can't show it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They can't even release it on anything
Yeah.
because
Ah.
they're gonna use it as a tax cut.
Somebody's gonna leak it.
Somebody
Leak
said
it, leak it.
it's gonna be like a
I mean,
well.
The interview. You'll be like the interview.
somebody leaked Deadpool the test footage,
That that's what-
which led
well,
to the
maybe
movie.
what they do is
They still-
they'll just
but-
cancel Flash.
Nobody
and then
nobody's still copying out to who released that test footage.
I did.
It's
For
Ryan
for
Reynolds.
Deadpool. I know, but they're not copying to it. But yeah, like I saw the tweet like Ezra Miller gets arrested again. They're canceling Batgirl. What the?
Maybe maybe they flip flop it. Maybe let's just cancel Flash and then reactivate.
But dude,
Well, they're
I am enjoying Harley Quinn. Oh my god, it's
Oh, the best.
so
Yeah.
amazing. Pa, watch it also.
Harley
Harley
Quinn.
Quinn.
Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
On HBO Max.
Oh, so good. But
But
yeah, I
going
mean,
back.
kudos to to this team. Like, I'm also happy that she's getting recognition from the OG. Jesse Ventura tweeted like
Oh,
Amber Mid Thunder, you definitely got no time to bleed. Or congrats
No time to
her.
bleed.
Yeah.
And then Duke too. Duke,
Mac, the guy who played Mac. Oh, Duke, was it?
the guy played Duke.
Yeah, played the Duke, yeah. So he also congratulated Amber. So yeah, so
yeah,
good.
she needs to be in more movies, man. I was just like, wow.
She's gonna blow up now. I mean, they're already fan casting her as Ra's al Ghul, Talia al Ghul, or something like that, right? It's good because this is something like it's a look that is, lack or better term, exotic, but also universally appealing. But in the end, she's just a good actress.
I love this part, shooting the bear with an arrow. Well, shit, she hit it, but one stick we're gonna do is running.
Okay, and then and look at this, like she is being lauded as an action hero without even showing her legs.
Finally,
She was wearing pants the entire
Not-
time. So this is this is one of those action flicks. It's not like Salt or Tomb Raider that there's a little bit of
Atomic Blonde.
sensuality in it. Atomic Blonde, like
Yeah.
there's because they're hot. No, in fact, here because everything that happens bad to her is because she was being treated like a woman. So it's kind of like great that we can see just pure skill.
Yeah.
Pure
Because I like
skill.
the fact that the Predator is basically ignoring her because he doesn't see her as a threat,
No,
which is
not
his
a
big
threat.
mistake. Which is big mistake, right? So, yeah.
I also love that. Like the small things, like here, they're hiding in the grass because they don't.
Yeah.
For us, it's like
They don't know.
It's so stupid, but they don't know that it hunts by infrared. So it's like,
Yeah.
Infrared, yeah.
and then they showed the predator's vision, like so obvious where they are.
There you are.
We got him. No, he's got us.
Yeah.
Right? But that I and also that's the thing too. Is like it this would have been like, I remember the scene where all the other tribesmen were like picked off. Like they didn't prolong the idea of like, we don't believe you. There's no such thing as this giant camouflage. No, there was a little bit of not believing her, and then of course,
There was a comment, and then as soon as they heard something, they were already.
yeah, and then
As
they
you-
saw
as
it,
you know,
and then this
no.
guy saw him too, right? Because in any other movie, this would have been like, what happened to the other people? It's like No, fuck, bro, you heard them get slaughtered. You should have seen them from afar when you were pooping. Yeah, but
And he was
this is great.
squatting.
All right, so let's do our final thoughts on and ratings for Prey, the Hulu release.
This is gonna.
Let's start with you, Arns.
Final thoughts. It's I'm pleasantly surprised. It's a good movie, and again, Amber Mid Thunder. Uh, I would say I would rate it like a great, an 8 for the movie.
Chubax?
I'll go higher. I'll go 9. Surprise.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah. What else could you? It gave everything you wanted in a small action movie. Like
Mhm.
for what it was, for what it is, it's giving
Yeah.
you everything it done right. So yeah, 9.
Yeah.
I hope
Uh,
for the sequel they don't get too
Too
much
big.
budget. So keep
Yeah.
it same, keep it simple, keep it intense and small. So yeah.
I'm looking at who made this. Distributed by Hulu, 20th Century Fox.
Disney.
So basically, Disney.
Disney. Okay, so maybe like it's good. I do hope I like that idea. Maybe this becomes like the Hulu franchise. Like
Mhm.
every year they'll do something.
Yeah.
But I'm giving it a 9 just because again it's a tight 100 minutes,
Mhm.
good, simple, straightforward story with layers and with heart, well acted, good effects. They didn't stretch it. Great
Yeah.
action and great suspense.
Yeah.
All overall, that it is essentially better than the sum of all of its parts. So I
Yeah.
really enjoyed this. It's definitely gonna get a sequel, but hopefully get it. My thing is like I hope this is not a one-off because again, like the Predators with Adrian Brody was great, but we never went through anything. They did Aliens versus Predator after that, which like fucked everything up. Which coincidentally was also that's where Corinthian was too, right? He was in that
The
the
2018
most recent,
Predator.
yeah. So
Hmm.
so I hope that they kind of maintain this model of finding a really solid story, keeping it
Yeah.
contained, putting a lot of heart with it. Because like, look, a good director, Dan Trachtenberg, he's really good with smaller resources.
Smaller.
Like
That Cloverfield. Like, that's
Damn,
just
it's a
basically
room.
it's a
With-
bunker movie, right?
It's a bunker, and then there's a little bit of aliens at the end. That's great. So I'm at a 9. So that's it. Thank you very much for discussing Pray with us. We hope you give it the time to watch it as well. Final
I'm gonna
goodbyes.
watch it.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll start with our special guests, Pau. Final goodbyes and like now that you like, how hyped are you to watch Pray now?
I mean, you guys are rating it what 8, 9. I'm definitely gonna watch it.
I'll modify mine to 9.
I'm curious about Arnie. Why
Peer
did
pressure.
why are you the only one
No,
who rated it?
Because for me, the franchise was just like oversaturated with a lot of the Predators, Alien Predators. So I was pleasantly surprised. But yeah, but listening to the comments and ratings of Chubax and Jong, yeah, I agree. It's 9. Yeah.
So
you
you change
have
it to 9.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Plus, I
Okay,
haven't had no sleep yet. No sleep.
Then continue on Arnie. Final thoughts and goodbyes.
Final thoughts, watch Prey. I mean, pray that you could have time to watch the Prey. But yeah, I mean, I hope it's not a one-off. I would watch a movie with just Naru and the dog, like Last of Us version or something like that. And final goodbyes,
You know what?
see you.
Fuck it. Bring Naru to space and have an alien. Naru
Yeah.
versus the alien. Now, fuck it, right?
Naru versus aliens. Oh,
The new Sigourney Weaver. Fuck
He
it.
gets she
Hey.
gets abducted.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, put her in Avatar too. That's what-
Yeah, she's a
Yeah.
voice, diba, on an Avatar.
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, but yeah, final goodbyes. I mean, it's always nice to hang out with you guys. Pao, nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you guys.
Drop by my coast, the best coast, best coast.
West Coast, East Coast.
Chubax?
Yeah, definitely watch Prey. Can't wait for the sequel, whatever it is.
Well, I cannot wait. I might actually rewatch this. It's a good background movie because just it's very calming during the
Agreed.
nature
The
and
scenery,
then
yeah.
the scenery, and then yeah, it's good. So I'll probably do a rewatch of this.
Mhm.
But again, thank you for hanging out with us till the end. Reminder: Mondays, Tuesdays we have our reviews shows. Please take a gander. We review one movie and one show per week. We release it on Mondays and Tuesdays. Wednesdays is our D&D recording, or we drop our D&D recording, our very first campaign. Thursdays we react to a bunch of different trailers, clips, and featurettes so that you know which ones you can be hyped on. Friday, we have our second D&D campaign that Chubax and RJ is doing by themselves. So Mondays through Fridays, you have new content for you guys to enjoy. Thank you very much, Pao, for joining us after your birthday. We love you. We miss you. And thank you. See you guys in see you in the next video.